Welcome to House Common Blood, where strangers are family. Every episode contains graphic content, including but not limited to copious amounts of blood, unnecessary cursing, death of all ages, be they infants or immortals, fantasy drug use, nudity, mentions of sex, and sound effects of various qualities. We cannot stress enough that this is mature content with adult themes. You have been warned. May the albatross guide your way.
All right. Welcome to House Common Blood. I'm Gray, your DM and host. We're a D&D 5.5e podcast currently playing the adventure Hangmen Worms of Frostheart. The story follows a group of misfits facing sentient calamities threatening to destroy the world, led by a Genasi army called the Rebirth Bastion. Most of the monsters I use are created by Oh Hi Mark. You can support his Patreon, although everything he makes is free. The music in our games is curated by D&D Breakfast Club on YouTube, with credit to each respective artist. I'm joined here today by Mega.
Hello, I am Mega, and I play Eddie, the Otter Boy Triton Bastard class. And no one else.
As well as Nita.
Hello! Nita here. I play Aaliyah Oblak, the human cleric sorcerer.
As well as Rakuzen.
Hello everybody, I'm Recusant. I play Mahvet Sohavidash, the monk druid who helps keep the party together.
As well as Moomin.
Hello, my name is Moomin. I play Seer, the alchemist artificer who's always on fire.
And finally, Tyler.
Hello everyone, I'm Tyler, and I play the College of Dance Reborn Bard, Gumo. There, finally did a normal one.
Short
There
for
you
Goo.
go. Gumball. Who can tell me what the hell happened?
Where's my
last
Darwin?
session? Is anyone capable of telling me what exactly went on last session?
So after the meteor impact, I'm only partially joking there. It's like the party was able to miraculously survive against some isanthropes. It's mostly by the fact that the huge ass giant threw something from a mile away and made a big crater. But after finishing that fight, it's like the party huddled themselves into a cave where Mahvet decided that now. Oh no, sorry. Walk back for a second. It's like unfortunately during the escape, Seer had taken Goblin for a ride, and that's apparently a no-no in his culture. Zhang was really beating himself up about it. It's like, and Mahvet decided to put a cigarette in the wound. But the party more or less came to, I hesitate to say an agreement, but at least an understanding, an intended course of action. It's like for the future. And while this was happening, it's like a actual, although admittedly a bit smaller, it's like a giant came walking by, and Seer and Aluya went on a little trek to see if Giant was friendly, and sure enough, it was. And in fact, we all decided that we were going to travel up with him to ultimately what appeared to be that black old spire that we've been looking for. But we ran into what was it, a gnomish individual? I actually can't remember their race.
Elven in nature, and that's because I never mentioned the race. All I said is that they had pink skin.
Okay. It's like, so a pink-skinned individual actually happened to already be there, like, investigating that black spire. And like, gee, wonder how it works. And Mahvet went in and dumped in a 3rd level spell slot, and we all got visions of a time long gone. Of figurative and literal titans. It's like shaping the world for what it is today. Then, after some uncomfortable conversations with the pink-skinned individual, or at least they seemed very uncomfortable, they poofed on away. And as per consequence of the 3rd spell dumping, the storm has cleared to the tower that we sought.
All right. So let me be clear about a couple details. Mainly the storm. The storm is still active. There is just a hole like Moses style, where there is a wall being spread for you guys to enter if you so desire. Towards the obelisk itself, there's 3 factoids I want to make certain that everyone is clear about. First and foremost, this is a creationist story, presumably about the world that you guys inhabit. And it seems to indicate that 2 like primordial beings called endlings, like their bodies, fluid spirit, make the landscape and the world around you, from the mountains to the blood making the seas. Towards the weave itself in our setting, it is a limited reservoir that you guys draw from the spirits of these endlings. And finally, just not to gloss over this, I mentioned during the very start of this game, a few times here and there, that the name of the continent and the world share the same name that each nation takes over like a plot of land. Like Giuliano would call not only their country Giuliano, but the world and the Pangea. But through these texts, a term that you've seen popped up to describe the world itself is the fleshlands. But overall, it is very accurate recap, buddy. Give yourself 5d10 for that. That's good. Anything that anyone else would like to add that me or Mega missed out on, or anything that people aren't clear about before we get started?
No.
All right. Let's switch up music, switch up the scene, and let's get back to it. All right.
Oh, man, that was a low roll.
So as we come back into the scene, Mahvet, you tried to make a connection with this stranger. And as this stranger resisted your effect, they teleported away. And again, you guys felt the impact of the weave being dipped on from such a high-level spell being cast right in front of you. You have no idea where this creature went, but I will say they exploded into glitter. That'll be clear about, or at least what appears to be glitter. If you squint, it might seem to resemble like a nebula in space. But towards the party, yourself, like the obelisk is activated. You see a blue light shimmering from it, shooting off towards the tower, creating a clearing within this blizzard, splitting the blizzard like Moses to the ocean. You see that the lights are going off into 3 separate directions. One towards the ice tower, one towards a boreal forest, and another towards what appears to be a giant keep in the distance. As the camera focuses in towards the party here, everyone is here. That the entire party, the giant, and the centaur, Kamalu. You are all left to your own devices. And it appears that you guys have a moment to speak to one another before we move on here. Is there anything on anybody's mind that you'd like to say before I move things along?
I'm good.
Not even a what the fuck? To like a guy exploding in front of you? Because keep in mind,
We have
it's not
seen
obvious.
so much.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to make sure that I'm at least giving it a moment to be addressed.
Did it sound like an explosion, or was it? My imagination isn't that it sounded like an explosion. It sounded like essentially like a.
Sounded like
just
a pop.
exploded. Okay, I just had to make sure, but my brain just went somewhere where it just sounded like just silly and be like he just left glitter on the floor.
Yeah, I hope you guys could hear
Like
the
a
sound
bunch of
effect I made.
birthday party
It's
streamers.
that kind of cartoon pop. Go ahead.
You know, I do think it's funny how we just learned how higher level spells bring the world ever closer to the magic death of the universe. And then
Wait,
he
they what?
uses Dimension Door.
Wait, hold on, what?
I'm just more disturbed by the fact that if he was in someone's house and did that, he left a mess for them.
No, hold on. Go back a second. What do you mean spells will drain the world?
Oh wow, Eurissa really zoned out.
So Aluya only told Eddie and Seer about that. Just to be clear, because that's what happened last time. Because only Aluya got that role.
Yeah, Aluya hand waved it when I brought up the restriction. That she's mentioned that, like, as she learned it, she spoke it.
I thought you specified only Eddie and Seer. Okay. Never mind then. Well, also, yes, that fits because he was.
No, you're remembering a specific well, you might be remembering a specific conversation of how Eddie was having a private conversation with Seer
Could be.
about
Could be,
something not related to the whole magic death of the universe.
Well, either way, yeah, still would say that he was zoned out enough that no, he didn't really notice that until just now.
Fair. It's fair.
So it seems we must follow one of these lights. Do we have any idea which way we would like to go first?
And it's almost as if on cue, Mahvet, when you say that black feathers begin to shower on you, and you see like atop the obelisk, like a crow pecking at its wings. Ding, 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 ding. Just cocking its head. Then it snakes its head down towards you. It's a very large black bird that looks down at all of you. And I think with the small little dance, small little dance, and then a flutter, it will come down closer to all of you. First, making and maintaining eye contact with Aluya before looking
Hey, it's
towards
my
the rest
buddy.
of you.
Do you have more food for me?
I do have food. I have so much food. I will give you all my food because clearly no one is eating it and I'm just carrying it around. It's just like so much food.
It flutters and perches itself on your heavy armor, on your pauldron, I would assume that you'd have. And it, again, snakes around you. Its head like pecking at your breastplate or your hand, just waiting for some delicious food. It seems very distracted now.
I am ready to. I will reach in the bag of holding and take out some pieces of rations. I'll even give some to Seer to feed him. Here you go.
Okay.
Everybody, pass it around. Here you go. Feed him. Feed him. He likes it.
I feel like if we feed them this much, they might explode
No,
in
no,
some
no, no.
way.
Little bits. I break into pieces.
Superstition! That's all I have to say. Rah!
And it just begins to gorge for a little bit before, like, doing the, like, head straight up and just shoving shit down its gullet kind of motion. Then, again, when it overfeeds itself and eventually you stop, it looks towards the party with a fat belly and just say,
Corvex has been watching you. Master is pleased. I cannot believe that you activated the lights.
looking towards Mahvet.
They're so pretty.
And again begins to flutter up, a shower of feathers exploding from its body.
I will say, the storm, it is separated. You can almost see the tower, the ice spire.
And does anyone have a spyglass on them?
I do not.
Very weird question.
Let me
Let
check.
me look to my list.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Okay.
Bitch, that's for people with money.
Okay. I thought I'd at least double check. I couldn't remember everyone's inventory. So, looking towards the ice spire, like, again, you can kind of make it out, but the storm is still happening. Gorvex will look at all of you and just say,
The road, it branches off. It's no longer direct. What are you going to do? Are you going to go straight ahead towards the ice spire, take the evil man by surprise? Or are you going to visit the other stones?
and again, it begins to flutter up, and it will perch itself onto a nearby stone.
Gorvex has a lot to say, but he's curious. What are you all going to do?
And at this point, because a third level spell was used on the stone, an additional benefit that I'm going to be adding is limited reconnaissance towards one of these three, or not one of these three locations that you can query with the bird before deciding where you want to go. So going back to Mahvet, you asked a question, and I'd like for you to repeat it.
So that we know where the lights are headed, is there any suggestions on where we should go? I have my reservations.
Those reservations being.
Well, you know what I'm made of.
Angst.
You good?
Nasty look over at Seer. No. I believe the trees may hold some answers.
Camelou will pipe in here and just say, I must go back to my tribe. I need to see if... And at this point, I'm willing to offer an insight check for the party.
Okay.
And this is not directed towards Camelou.
I'll do it.
Whoever
I'll
wants
do
to
one
go,
too.
make a roll. Give you guys a minute. Okay. That is sufficient. 20 and 18. Both of you at the same time pick up the jump from your frost giant companion, Bjorn, as he sputters mid-drink the moment that Camelou started speaking, almost like he didn't notice that your companion was a centaur. Again, it's very strange, but the only that is the most realistic and logical conclusion you can come to, as to justify the reaction. But continuing with Camelou, I need to ensure that my tribe is unharmed with all the crazy things that have been happening here. I need to make sure that they don't do anything hasty. The frost giant will wipe away liquor from their mouth, and they will say, You will find no friends within Cold Iron Keep. They are fanatical, and just like me, trying to cure the Mighty One. I went on a pilgrimage. They wish to make a sacrifice. That's all the NPCs have to add. What do you as the players have to say?
So there's some sort of, a creature in that big tower all the way out there?
You said there's some strange creature in the tower, like towards the ice spire?
Yeah. Some
Uh.
evil, you put it being?
Evil?
And pecking at the wing.
I
There
don't
is
know
a
the details.
There is a field of statues.
Click, 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 click.
It is strange.
Click, 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 click. Just pecking at its feathers.
I've even seen a foolish person running in there.
Click, 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 click.
Seer will begin to
Foolish
take
person.
notes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, when Gorvex was soaring above, Gorvex saw an individual cloaked and running. They were being chased by the statues.
Click, 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 click.
Even caught the attention of Boreas.
Click, click, click.
It makes me wonder who else would be so interested in what is in that tower.
Gorvex would not know, but scholars should be interested in tower. It is Orancelli's tower.
Click, 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 click.
There is so much to be desired there. Even the tower itself, you'll never find another endling like it.
Click, 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 click.
This is very tempting, honestly.
Well,
I would not mind investigating that, but go on, Nettie.
I mean, my thought is as far as possibly visiting these other obelisks versus going to the tower is that I don't know how much time it would take to visit the other obelisks. Because, well, literally lives are on the line if we take too long.
Right. That's the rough of things, is that if we take too long, we might end up causing more harm than we should, or even cause ourselves to not be successful in our goals.
I'll keep this out of character, just talking with the bird here. Time wise, it would take less than a day's travel. Like you guys are traveling barren like tundra wastelands. Assuming that no crazy obstacles impede your progress, you could visit all 3 locations within a day.
Really?
But
Huh.
yeah, but it's about order of operations here. Like I mentioned, there are simultaneous events happening. Obviously, you can't do everything at once, but depending on which locations you go to affect the others.
There is more than just the obelisks.
And again, the creature is cleaning itself, then is cocking its head while looking at Eddie.
In fact, I've seen a parade, a festival with the villagers.
And Kamlu seems confused at that.
Festival? There's no holidays. They seem very happy.
And he just begins to scratch at like his stubble. And this time, perhaps like the bird like gets closer to Kamlu and like, yeah, mounts mounts his shoulder and probably attempts to go on the back, but Kamlu swats at him. Because
Yes, they're having a fun parade. I think it is to honor somebody. I did not know your tribe and the sea elves made peace. Caw! Caw!
and
Oh.
Kamlu is at a loss for words. Made peace.
I don't know
Yes!
if that.
There is a sea elf in the village.
Yeah, that's what I was starting to think.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
Actually, yeah, I think maybe the village should take priority because I feel like something bad might happen if we don't intervene in that festival.
I think that is the best we can do, and then we can worry about the other things after, but I think that is the most pressing of the matters. The obelisks are not going to disappear at the moment.
Gorvex has a question for you. Horseman, why do you have such strange print, and why do you paint it on walls?
And Kamlu gives him a death glare. And again, letting the rolls ride, Mahvet and Gumo, look of confusion goes over the giant's face. And the bird will continue on by saying,
I understand that you paint your houses like that, but why? Why do parts of the fortress look like your print?
and Kamlu again begins to swat at the bird, swatting it away.
What do you mean? That's impossible! It's our tribe's color. Couldn't be at the fort. That's not what Gorvex saw. Gorvex seen a lot of paint on the walls.
And he is just taunting the horseman before like cackling, then going back to the rock. And your giant companion is just scratching at his beard, not sure what to make of that information. And in fact just seems confused.
Say, your people were to paint those symbols onto something, what would that represent?
I am very confused. You all talk to air, and I hear the voice of a spirit. You talk of paint and patterns, yet I do not see what you talk about. I am lost. And again, it looks like he's looking in the general area of Camelot, but doesn't quite see him.
I really
see a
wish I knew what the giant
bird?
was saying.
Seer translates to the group, being like this. So I don't think they can see Camelot.
What about that bird?
Points to the bird and angrily in a horrific giant screaming at it. But in reality,
just
looks at the giant, goes, "Do you see that?" In a very
nods.
calm and happy voice.
Yeah, just nods. I see a pesky bird.
Ah, good. I just wanted to ask because think of it as we're talking to something that bird's connected to.
Hey, Corvex, did Camelot hurt you in any way?
Pecks. Peck.
No, this is first time I seen Horseman.
Peck. Clean itself.
Oh no, what I'm asking is, when he was swatting you away, did you feel it?
Gorvex is offended. It hurts.
And you do see like it did like make contact with the bird and cause like feathers to fall.
Camelot, can you think of any reason why the giant can't see you?
He remains silent and keeps his mouth shut, staring at you, then towards the giant for a prolonged period of time. There's a pregnant pause.
I mean,
Yeah, he's having a similar reaction to talking about Seer mounting him.
my guess, Eddie, if you don't mind me having a theory. If you remember, centaurs were invoking, well, points to the giant across the mountains that chucks spears at people with their horn and invoking the anger. I imagine this is another form of thing they use to hide from the ire of it.
Camelot doesn't confirm nor deny.
You
And I
can
was
keep your secrets.
Yeah, I was gonna say, in the background you hear that the crow is having fun with the discussion, is cackling. Again, this creature doesn't appear to be evil, just seems to be a dickish trickster.
What we can say is that I think we will discover it soon, the longer we are with Camelot and their people, because, well, let's say we were to encounter more giants and they we're able to get close to the village in some way. Hopefully not. That would be very disappointing in some way. We might see some more truth behind things, but regardless, I think the village might be the high priority, as we said before.
If you see more of my kind, hide or run. They are angry, superstitious. They wish for blood to cure Boreas.
I appreciate you telling me this, and we will keep the warning.
Thank you.
In the background, everybody else that doesn't understand Giant, it's screaming at each other.
Are you translating for us everything he says?
Oh yeah.
What I'm gonna work under the assumption of is, and just for brevity's sake, anytime she doesn't want information to go to, she will just announce out loud that she does not translate it.
That works.
Yeah.
Ask him to come with us.
Proceeds to ask the Giant. But go ahead.
I feel like that would be a death sentence for him.
It depends where you go. I can follow, but towards this village? And again, he seems very confused. I'm assuming that there is a bit of a language barrier between translations here, if Seer is doing much to help him. Regardless, what he does piece together, he will just say, "My kind is welcome everywhere on the surface. It is our home. I cannot say that other little folk like yourselves would not be scared of me."
Understandable. Then hold off on the idea for a moment as we planned our best course of action of things to make sure that we can be as productive for both of us.
Take your time, God-gifted. He gives you a smile. Probably, just to savor the moment here, it's probably one of the few times that you've seen a genuine smile. And again, this is, even with you like side glancing, you at least see like a lower part of his mouth as you're talking to him. It's the first time you've seen like a person genuinely like look at you for who you are and still smile. Besides your own internal group here.
Seer will smirk openly, and the group might see a little bit of just like a puff of like ember pop out from that smirk.
Oh no, Seer is smiling.
And then they immediately go back to not smiling and go like,
Yeah.
they're willing to work with us.
Yeah, just to speak in plain terms here. You guys have made a good first impression on him. He is willing to follow. He's not willing to die for you, but he may assist in combat. But any other questions that you guys might have, or observations, or things that you guys want to hammer in on? Because Gorvex looks like they're ready to fly off here soon. They're getting bored, and it looks like they have other things to do.
Could I try and roll an Arcana check, perhaps, to see if there's some kind of magical enchantment around the centaur that's preventing our giant friend from seeing them? Or
Sure.
at least to understand what the enchantment could be?
Yeah.
All right.
Make an Arcana check.
Normal, like that'd be a +2, so gotta hope I roll high. I did not roll high, I got an 11.
And you're satisfied with that roll? You have no way of influencing it?
Might
Seer would
add
investigate,
something.
but
Okay.
I
Use a
will
skill.
not at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you use one of my knowledges from a past life feature?
Okay.
Whoa, what is that die? Okay.
Gumo cast
16.
bribe.
Cast Bribe.
It's like
it's a powerful spell.
It's like you It's like you expend $20 and transfer it to a discrete Venmo account.
And Gray raises an eyebrow and go, "Wow, you really fucking succeeded on this." Wow, critical
Yeah,
success.
16.
With a 16, you understand that this does not appear to be a magical effect or spell that's causing this confusion.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It just appears that Bjorn has trouble, like, seeing Camlo.
Hmm. And Camlu doesn't seem spiritual in nature, I would gather, given my experience with that. Doesn't seem to fit that bill.
No. If I had to compare it to a mechanical class, he's a paladin. If it's in world profession, he does seem like a warrior.
Hmm.
A warrior that values tradition, culture, and oaths.
I more meant like he doesn't seem like he's a ghost.
I can't answer that question.
Hmm.
Okay. Anything else from anybody else before I move things forward here?
Do the obelisks seem fairly unguarded for the most part?
Good question. The one in the fort is behind the preacher.
Preacher. Just hear like the giant scratch.
Yes, the one leading the forces. It is behind them. It looks like you could avoid their notice and take a look at the obelisk, but you must tread carefully.
And peck peck.
Towards the village. It is forbidden. It is holy area, just like mountain. The centaurs, they do not protect it. They just patrol around it. With your friend,
Looking towards Camlu.
you will have no trouble.
And the third obelisk?
There is no way to avoid the trouble there. The Iceman finds it as his home. It is the heart of the home.
Again, even looking at the light, you see that is refracting, making almost prismatic glow from the tower, as it is in the heart of this ice spire.
Then I suppose if I were to propose a course of action, we go down to the village to make sure that the festival doesn't get out of hand. Then from there, depending on the urgency of anything we might need to do, and maybe either work our way to the Ice Spire or possibly sneak behind the fortress to check on the third one.
Why not simply go to the spire now? Deal with whatever's in there?
I guess my only concern is that this festival might lead to someone's death.
Agreed. Not only that, but the more we can cause issues for people that are at that spire, the more convenience we make for ourselves.
Yeah, Corvex did just mention that there is a bunch of ice statues surrounding that spire. If it's anything like the one we encountered back at the city, which you weren't there for, but trust me, it's like they might cause us a lot of issues if we try to go by ourselves.
Very well.
Okay. Any arguments about that plan?
Nope. All I will say is that I'm going to omit some things that I will say to the giant that makes it funny. For example, when I say Aluya, I'll usually say Aluya the brave and adorable one. And then I'll mention like Eddie's like the smart one, but I'll never, when I tell the group, it's like, yeah, I was just referring to you guys. So never will admit that Seer gave them essentially nicknames to the giant.
Nice. That's adorable.
Well, you see, now we just have to know everybody's nicknames, though.
On the spot, improv.
All right. Here we go. So,
Okay.
Eddie is the slick one.
Okay.
Aluya is the, I would say oh my gosh, wait, I wrote this down for Aluya because essentially Seer's flirting with Aluya without Aluya knowing.
Hell yeah.
So, oh yeah, there we go. It's like Aluya is the one that shocks their heart, and then they have Mahvet, who is I would describe as the cracked one.
Cracked one.
And then we have Gumo, who is the dead one.
Okay.
The dead one.
I like that.
In fairness, we only met him a few days ago.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's the corpse.
And it's not wrong.
So essentially, the giant might just be calling, yes, the slick one over there, and the cracked one over there, and the dead one over there. And you might need to have that checked if they shocked your heart. You might die.
Okay, hang on. I think I got lost through the weeds here. Where did this exactly start off from? Like, I understand this is towards the language barrier, towards telling the giant and giving them labels, nicknames.
I would say during the time when the giant and them were just kind of like getting to know the group,
gotcha.
so when they were getting
Yep.
friendly.
Yeah, so like, okay. I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss like a start to a scene or anything like that. I understand it.
Nah, it was a slow one.
Yeah, gotcha. All right. If that's the case, like Gorvex is preparing to take off, unless you guys have a final question or two here.
Hands out bread.
Corvex, you can come back to me anytime you want, okay?
Snatches it, and it says,
Thank you.
and will actually come in close to you, Seer. And just before it launches off, how would it phrase it? One moment.
All right, guys, he has a moment. Quick, time him.
Don't you dare fucking time me.
1, 2.
Gorvex thanks you for the treat and just says to you, before it lifts off, that
Gorvex will remember this, and he will also tell you about the hunters if they ever find you.
and it'll beat like a couple times in the air, staring at you with its yellow, strange eyes.
I've seen the blue-eyed hunter. Gorvex will protect its friends.
And again, maintaining eye contact with you, Seer, perhaps like your heart begins to slow down a little bit, trying to think about what he could possibly be talking about. And he flutters off. Flies off into the distance.
By the way, Aluya, you do remember why we have a bunch of rations, right?
Well, yes, I was trying to make sure that we have enough food. I didn't realize that 40 rations was too many rations.
Actually, roll a
Oh.
d10 plus 10.
No, the other main reason we had so many is so that when we inevitably teleport back to that circle, we leave food behind.
You said a D10 plus 1?
Because keep taking our place as we're trying to fast travel.
Right.
Fast travel.
And
TBH,
there's a risk of them
I truly
dying
did
from
forget
exhaustion
about them.
due to lack of food and water.
But we're good food-wise still, because as I reach in, I can feel all the food there still.
I know this conversation seems like, I don't know, nearly a year ago from now, but it was actually only a few weeks ago.
Time in the world just really strange. All right, I'll take you guys to the map, and we can go. We can start doing a little hex crawl. If you guys zoom out, double check here.
Zooming out.
I want to make sure that it actually does work here. Let me just put them back on.
I got a giant foot picture.
There we go. Yeah, that's all. That's just representation of the party. But I put it in 3 different locations to act as markers for you. Those are where the lights are going off. One to the northeast, one to more towards the east, and one towards the northwest. The one towards the northwest appears to be the boreal forest in the village that's home to Kamlu and the Longneck tribe. So, what's the order of operations here? Do you guys descend and begin to go to the Centaur tribe, or did I miss any details?
That's where I thought we were going.
Okay. Wanted to make sure that I have the facts straight here. All right. Unless you guys want to stop me at any point, is the frost giant going to be accompanying you, or is this where you split paths?
I think he should come with us.
Yeah.
I have a token for him.
I mean, might as well.
Okay.
Was it decided
Besides,
if
if he
it would
dies,
be
I can
safe
eat
for
him.
him, though?
He believes that it is safe for him to travel anywhere on the surface, but again, that's him speaking, not the DM speaking.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Keep that in mind, just as a friendly reminder, and this isn't prompted from what are a little back and forth. Just as a friendly reminder, NPCs, they're not direct links to me. I will give you misinformation within reason, not to send you on a wild fucking goose chase, but a lot of the time I'm speaking from a certain perspective.
What?
Yeah, I know.
No.
Shit. We're an otter down. Let's keep moving forward considering our time constraints here. So you guys begin to descend down the mountain. What is the party order right now? And I do want to represent this. So if anything does happen during your travels, I do have a good idea where everyone's at. Let's go down the list with 1 being in front and every other number being the descending order. Who's front in line?
I'm gonna be centered so people can stay within my radius.
Mahvet's okay being front if no one else wants it.
I mean, Sierra can cover a little bit of the back, but they want to be the furthest back. That would probably maybe be Camelou.
Okay. Sierra, Luya. Okay, we got Mahvet in the front, Luya in the middle, Seer behind Luya. Where do you fit in this picture, dead man?
I'll go second.
You can go second. All right, Gumo. And can you hear us, Eddie? Just make sure everything's good on your side.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Deciding marching order here. And the Frost Giant is still with us, or at least that's the party's wishes.
Well, I guess by default, if 1 through 3,
1 through 4.
I guess I know.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can like push yourself at any like individual
Please
part
tell me
here.
this will happen again.
Could also walk next to someone.
Yeah, exactly. So we have Mahvet in front, Gumo trailing behind, Aluya behind him, and Seer in the back. And I'll say the NPCs are around Seer, just trailing behind. So Camelou
I'm
and
just
Bjorn.
trying to keep everyone as warm as possible and trying to keep the weather from hitting us too hard.
So where would you be, Eddie? All right. I'll just leave it up in the air. You guys descend down the mountain. And perhaps about 120 feet before you reach the base of the mountain, there are the centaurs in the distance, the scouts that you guys left behind. Is there anything in particular that you guys would like to do before they visibly see you? Yeah, don't depend on Mega to carry the conversation here, guys. He's having troubles. What do you guys do?
To the village we go.
Okay.
With a hop and a skip
Yeah.
and excitement in our wake.
Yeah, no,
So
no
we're
changes.
just gonna follow
Yeah.
the scouts, go along with the prisoner plan that we had before, or
Yeah, I presume that like that's the thing is the prisoner plan. Am I seeing like a chain gang that includes the giant? Is the giant gonna be a prisoner here?
We should let him in on that one.
I don't think that'd be the
Mhm.
wisest choice because he can't see it, and we don't want him to get hurt, you know?
well, that, and he'd also be like, why are you chaining me up? There's no reason to chain me up out here.
Yeah.
So he'd probably just see it as a cause to be at least somewhat alarmed, I'd imagine.
Yeah. So what do you guys do?
I would recommend we keep him from a farther distance away if he joins us, and then maybe with the shell phone we communicate. Well, okay, I communicate with him.
How far away are we talking?
Hate to say it, but like a mile.
Okay.
Oh, oh, wow.
All right.
That's a ways away. We should just keep him with us and not worry about what other people think.
No, he can't see, so he's going to be feeling like imaginary ants trying to chain him up.
Or I imagine. Hmm.
We have invisible manacles on him.
Invisible manacles.
He's already
At that point, we
chained up.
might as well just ask him to play pretend.
Yeah. All right.
Hmm.
So is the frost giant going to be with you as you guys approach this scouting party? Is he going to be chained up, or is he going to be a mile away following?
I imagine out of those options, a mile away following is probably the best one, even if it's not, in theory, the best if we get jumped. But that doesn't
Hey,
seem all
actually,
that likely.
Seer, remind me, didn't you say that you made this cool device that can make people invisible 12 times a day?
Oh yeah, that I think could work perfectly in this case.
How do you forget that?
All right. So are you casting invisibility then?
Let's see. Yeah, I can cast invisibility in this case.
Okay. Duration of an hour, I believe.
Yep.
Understood. All right. So the creature is going to be treated as invisible as you guys approach the scouting party. Do you guys get back in chains to keep up the ruse?
Let's do it.
Heck yeah.
I mean, there's a reason we were doing it.
Okay. Kamlu takes the lead here. He is leading the chain gang down. I would say during the setup, perhaps like the frost giant is confused why you guys are getting in a chain gang, and from his perspective, just walking forward with no one to lead you. But the ways of the little folks are beyond him. So
He's not one to shame kinks.
exactly,
Oh, God.
he understands cultural clash. You guys descend. Kamlu talks with the scout party, and we'll just keep things moving forward here. I think he'd have the wherewithal, especially considering the company that you guys are keeping, to have them scout ahead at a pace. But again, there's always a chance that when one of these scouts is, making contact with Kamlu or coming back to report the next area, that finagling needs to be done. But, well, again, I'm not going to worry about the headache. You guys can hide a giant or come up with clever tactics like this to keep this ruse up. So you guys begin to venture forth. You're exploring the surface of Frostheart. As you make your path forward, you go past a field of jagged ice stalagmites that rise from the glacier grounds, and you just hear a whipping wind in the distance as it's creating a weird tonal sound. All these stalagmites and spikes from the ground. Further from there, you all move forward, and you notice something. I want the party to give me an investigation as you come across this seemingly barren and unremarkable mile of snow.
Anyone can roll?
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah, let's shoot some dice.
What was the question?
Investigation.
Just investigation. Just need an investigation from the party.
17.
Okay, 17. Okay. Start off with. And the rest of the party.
Oh, we all make it?
Yes, I want a group check here. All right. 16 from Mahvet. 13 from Aluya. I just need Fire Girl and Otter Boy.
It's like that.
I'd watch that movie.
I would too.
Well, I mean, there's always. What site was Shark? No, it wasn't Shark Boy Water Girl. It was. Oh, it was that one old Flash game on like what was it called? Cool Math Games or something like that. Oh, I can't remember.
Oh God! Don't even get me started on that shit.
Well, you know what I'm talking about, so.
Yeah. Cool Math Games was the shit. All right. Regardless of what Eddie rolls, that was a success from the group. As you guys survey the ground going forward, and perhaps even from the help of the scouts ahead, you do see gigantic footprints. Like I'm talking a footprint that goes between 30 to 35 feet in length. It is gigantic. And you just see steps. I need everybody to make me an insight check after you guys have noticed these tracks. They seem obviously to come from the Demi-Titan Boreas. 6, 23. Don't turn that shit off.
I
What the
don't
fuck was that?
know what that was about, genuinely.
Yeah, it's...
Yeah,
That
I'll
was weird.
check and see what caused that and get rid of it. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Insight 6, 23, 13, 29. Looking at these footprints, Aluya, you notice that the gait is unnatural, almost as if it were a dance or a stumble. Like the steps go in every direction, but move in one direction, if that makes sense to you. So like the tip of the foot where it's pointing goes all across the map, but the direction is the same. It appears that Boreas isn't walking straight. Well, I should say walking straight, but you get my drift. It appears that something is wrong with his gait.
I feel like to fear it. I don't know what's happening with the giant buddy's leader, but I don't know if he's hurt or I don't know. His movements are rather odd, erratic. Something seems off here.
The giant will kneel next to the footprint and nod solemnly with your analysis, again, assuming there's translation. And he'll just add in, "It is quite unusual. Our leader, our god, he walks straight. This is unusual." Unless you guys have anything further to add, I'll move on here. But again, it is something strange that you notice is that the footprints are off. Before you guys go into the next location, I need fuck it. My dear friend, Gumo, to just roll me a d20.
Alrighty then.
Mhm.
Just a second. Just making
Well,
sure nothing like that was going to happen again.
actually,
Is it a D20?
not d20. Roll me a d12.
D12. Oh no.
Yeah, d12. I like d12s.
I don't. That's
I do.
not a D12. There we go. There's the D12.
Okay.
6.
Roll me d6.
Oh no.
Okay.
2.
Okay. Good.
Flip a coin.
So just to tell you what just happened there is the D12 determines random encounters, and I have a specific range in mind for certain events, and the D6 is the actual events to choose from. With this case, with a 2, you guys got really fucking lucky. Well, could be lucky, could be unlucky. The group, the scouting party that you guys have, increased in size as they met 4 hunters and 4 elk. Again, with different choices, this encounter could have been more hostile and lethal, but in this case, it has made your journey more safe. As your scouting party grows, you feel as if that's the only encounter you guys are going to be dealing with. Not right there, but it's fine. As you guys continue moving forward here. And just to quickly go over the visuals here, like as you keep walking towards the village across a plain of ice, you see sunken, like a half protruding out a temple. It seems to be very barbaric, like a Nordic. Imagine what you would see in old Scandinavian countries. Like it has a Norse-like design. It's made primarily of wood. But to explain the shape, it'd be almost as if it was made from a boat, as the shell, and a shrine or a temple was made from it. As you continue forth, you see more footprints, again with that strange gait.
So I
Yep.
am going to make a suggestion to the party.
Yeah.
So we could scout a little further ahead and be less likely to run into issues. I am willing to move ahead a little bit because I am probably the stealthiest of the party.
Well, I was also going to say that you guys are approaching a grove. You are starting to see the tree line in the mountains. It appears the next spot you're going to be going into will be infested with woods.
Then I should probably stay.
Okay. Would you like to scout for the party here, Mahvet?
I was going to suggest to the party, because we are encountering some woods, I feel it might be good for one of us to take a further few steps more ahead of everyone else to make sure that we are safe. Me being, although big, the stealthiest, I feel I have the best chance at not being detected should we run into trouble. What do you all think?
I'm not hearing anyone raise a complaint, so I believe you have the go-ahead.
Yeah.
Just be careful
sounds-
not to die in this forest while you're by yourself.
Or what did
Mhm.
Mahvet do? So I can write it down.
Going to the forest in the north, or I should say the grove.
I might be able to help, but if woods are your specialty, it's probably best I stay back.
I'll also cast Pass Without Trace on myself.
Okay. You do so. Do you accompany the scouting party, or do you branch off from them?
I will branch off.
Okay.
Branch off to a forest.
As a
Gotcha.
tree.
I could hear that fucking smile on your face.
Comedy!
You begin to go to the north, and you branch off from the scouting party. As you carefully examine the forest yourself, let me set the scene here. You come into a clearing within these woods. You see a lot of pine trees rustle. There are blankets of snow on these branches that shower you every so often from the wind in your movements. But with password without trace, I want to imagine as you walk forward on this virgin snow, like your tracks begin to become covered, as if you never stepped there to begin with. And as you entered this clearing, without a canopy, an open blue sky with the sun slowly beginning to descend, or from its midpoint in the sky, beginning to descend towards the afternoon here. You hear a whisper on the wind, Mahvet.
He's here. I didn't think he would come.
I missed you. And these voices, without a location, just around you, you just hear them, Mahvet. What's your first instinct?
To try to pinpoint what direction it's coming from. See if I
Make
can
me a
hone it.
perception check with disadvantage, because it is beginning to become a strange cacophony here. You begin to follow the voices, and you pinpoint one, and you begin to approach a pine wood tree that's before you. It's not very tall, perhaps like you dwarf its size. And as you put your hand, examine the bark on the wood to feel the texture, you just hear,
Father, I missed you.
and you see the tree begin to move, and its head begin to crack from the bark. And you see a weird mouth that's warped sideways and hollow eyes sunken into the wood. There's nothing organic about it, but you see the yellow motes within staring at you, burning.
Where have you gone, Father?
Perhaps you have me mistaken with someone else. I am father to none.
You are father to me.
You are father to me.
You are father to me.
And again, you're hearing a choir of voices around you. And as you begin to look around, you hear the shuffling of the trees, and then you start to see the faces beneath the pine needles.
So you are all my children.
We are all one. We are fruitful. We are many.
That takes a step back into his mind as that saying resonates through his mind,
Mm-hmm.
but he has no idea how they came to this place if this is his first time setting foot in this location. He's taken aback.
Seeds drift on the wind.
And you can just imagine, again, like even with how nature grows in your particular case, that the amount of times over the course of your adventure and your life, mind you, that your trail has expanded. That with each planting, with each root that you set down, it begins to grow and expand. It again makes you think of the Nexus, Eddie's network, of how just making one contact can spread out into a strange spider web. But you don't feel in danger within this grove. You feel at peace. You feel the love, the connection. It almost feels as if you could breathe through them.
Yes, breathe in your seed.
Yes. I'm
So,
going to say that one of them begins to unroot themselves from the ground. You just hear the crackling of wood as they begin to rise, and as they do, they almost meet your height. Perhaps their height is towards your chin or your brow, but you still dwarf them. This child of the wood looks up at you. Its form, imagine like Quasimodo. There's a strange hunch to its back. It's leaning forward, and its features are stretched and strange. It will say to you, Mahvet,
I have been waiting for this day for so long, Father. I have missed you.
so as the tree was uprooting itself,
yeah,
that's what my role was for. Mahvet had a feeling in his heart that he couldn't really explain, as he felt joy seeing this tree walk for the first time. He felt a connection he couldn't explain, such as when a person sees their child walk for the first time. He didn't believe they were his children, but he felt a connection deep inside.
There's a strange stumble towards you, like it is their first steps. But the creature looks at you and asks you a question.
Has Father returned home?
And you feel like there's like strange layers here. Are they talking about here in this grove with them? Or are they talking about something else? What is home?
Father does seek home. I'm unsure we have arrived there yet, though.
Where is home?
Mahvet, Father, believes it is where our roots can take hold and become the strongest. Although we may walk, we need some place to reinforce.
Where would that be?
Wherever we choose to lay claim.
Where shall we lay claim?
Mahvet is thinking about his current goals with the party
Mm-hmm.
and where we're headed to.
Okay.
But flashbacks in his mind are battling those.
Mm.
Remembering from when he first uprooted. But it's fuzzy for him.
So, before you respond or make a choice here, I at least want to make you aware of what I'm offering here. These creatures seem to be obedient. It appears that they could help you, like in upcoming battles, or you could have them wander to somewhere else. These creatures will fester and grow if put in areas like this. You're looking around at this sparse but this boreal forest. Even there's, strangely enough, chunks of soil that makes this even possible. Because keep in mind, you're on a glacier. This stemmed from somewhere. This is pushed up earth and rock that you're dealing with here. And this area, of wherever it was claimed from, just had a forest that seems to be, I don't want to say corrupted, but enlightened with your seeds.
I believe. How many in total?
7 that you can notice right now, but you can feel multiple heartbeats within the forest. You could probably take a guess and say that there are probably close to 70 to 100 fledglings.
I will ask the sapling who I have been talking to.
Yep.
Where is the strongest amongst them?
He is here.
And, well, they wouldn't say he.
They are here.
As they stare at you.
Besides father, who is the strongest amongst you, who is not I?
You see notable confusion, and you see that strangely enough, like, that these creatures didn't grow at different times, and they seem to have all grown strong by your seed alone. This is to say, you don't believe there is a special one amongst them. You feel that they're all equally capable, like they're all one unit. When you speak to one, you speak to the many.
Thinking above table,
Yep.
half of them would be pretty good to join our party for any help, but then also some of them to go find other places to spread.
Yep. Kate, let me really like outline this. Do not be afraid of like taking a portion as like a small army. Like I have a way of handling it without it being obstructive. But also keep in mind that I'm not going to protect this for you. That if you put your children in harm's way, they could die.
Let's just say you said 70 to 100.
70 to 100. And that's just on a quick glance here in the heartbeats. Well, air quotes heartbeats, but you get the point. Like the spark of life.
Mahvet is going to ask a handful, 5 of them, to join them.
Okay.
And then the rest he would like to send to spread even further, but with the ones, he will give one of them who will be spreading his item. Phil Link, yes. I will hand one of them the brooch of many sizes in order to help them protect themselves.
All right, sorry. Give me back with the moment. What were you saying?
One sec, kiddo's yelling.
Yeah, don't worry. I also had to deal with the kid.
So I would like a few of you to join me. Perhaps 5 should be sufficient for me to protect you and see how you were to grow. The rest of you I wish to bestow upon this brooch. It shall protect you if you should encounter danger, as I wish for you to take your roots and spread and make many more. As I hand one of them the brooch, that will not be accompanying me.
Okay. What was the specific magical effect with that?
So it allows you to cast Enlarge Reduce, targeting
Okay.
only yourself, and you could
Yep.
overload it to grow an extra size or reduce an extra size.
Understood. And is this given to the group of 5 that are following you, or the group that is going to be leaving? And where is the rest of them going?
It will be going with the group that is leaving, and
Okay.
I will tell them to keep following to where the soil is richest and to lay their marks as I do, and I will show them the mark as I write in Druidic into the.
Mahvet,
No.
you I'm not going to require a history check for this, but you get a flash when you mention the soil is richest, and the imagery of dead dragons pop into your mind. We haven't mentioned this in a long time, and I believe it was mentioned towards Asir in particular when she was planning to mess with herbalism and plants. And I believe you actually encountered the soil too. But there is a thing called dragon soil. On the burial mounds of dragons, that is where the soil is richest.
Then that is where I will have them go, and then just instruct them to lay signs so that they are easy to follow in the Druidic secret language.
Yeah, and keep in mind, I've mentioned, I can't remember the exact ratio, but I believe I said that plants that are rooted in dragon soil grow 4 times as fast, I believe was the metric. It was some insane speed like that. So your children would sprout quickly on this type of soil.
That is good.
All right. So do you go out of the forest with a group of 5 of them behind you?
Mahvet will stay hidden, but try to follow the party as he is unsure how to break this news. And he wants to keep it. The reason why he chose 5 is he doesn't want everyone to know how many there were.
Well,
And he's also hesitant to
how
tell
does
the whole
this? Well, how does this look though? Like, how do you stealth yourself, and what orders do you give to your younglings, your fledglings?
Children, there are things that Father has made promises to and is struggling to see if
Things.
he needs to keep still. But there is one who he cannot break his promise to.
Will
But I
they
am unsure
enrich
how
the
he will
soil,
react to you.
Father?
I hope that one day he will not have to enrich our soil, but we will see when that time comes.
But it is the purpose of life to enrich the soil.
You will listen to your father.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Good things take time. It takes time to grow strong. But for now, we are going to follow my. As Mahvet begins to say friends, he catches himself and
Yeah.
says some people who he needs to protect.
Okay.
But Father is wary how they will react to you. No harm shall come to you, but I wish to make sure, and you will keep your mouth silent on how many of your brothers and sisters there are. Do you understand?
We understand, Father.
And keep in mind, they're not speaking common. That needs to be put out there. They're speaking a language that is familiar to you. Again, I'm hesitating to say a specific language here because I need to double check if it even is a fucking language anymore. Yes, it is. Okay. They are specifically only speaking, and I'm not sure if that's the question that I would have. Is I'm not sure if. Yes, it is. Okay. They're speaking a form of druidic here, not the part of leaving messages behind, but that is the actual language that they are speaking.
Okay.
Or if you want to, you could call
Yeah.
it trees can't.
Yeah, tree. I like that. They're speaking
Like that.
their own branch of druidic. Trees can't. All right, but yes. Sorry. Go ahead.
What's their what like type dialect are they? Are they like oak? Are they willow
No, they're pine.
dialect?
Yeah, they're
Oh yeah,
pine.
pine dialect.
Yeah, pine. These ones are pine trees. I'm glad
So
they're
yes,
very
that's what-
interested in the bark of your children's skin. You know. But
So
paint,
we
paint,
Well,
paint
he'd
the
hate if
scene.
he'd hate if they had the wrong bark.
Paint the scene to me. Like, how do these creatures get introduced to the party? Were you? Where were they? Where's the scouting party? Where's the actual party? Like, put things together for me so I don't fuck it up for you, Mahvet. You have full control on this.
Mahvet is going to stay in the woods while he is still concentrating on Pass Without Trace to be stealthy while monitoring the party and following adjacent to them. So just enough to see them, but not enough for hopefully the party to pick up as Mahvet figures out how to introduce his family.
Okay. And they're walking just out in the open towards the party.
So we're not walking towards the party. We're like staying in the woods.
Okay, you were sorry.
Seeing the party.
That's the clarity that I needed because I understand what Mahvet is doing, but yeah, The actual trees itself. Okay, they're falling like in your stead, like around in the area. How long do you
Has anyone
maintain
noticed that
stealth?
forest isn't getting any farther away?
It's pretty good. I would say that like the party may all make perception checks, not to identify the small group of 5, 6 trees nearby, but to notice all the fucking trees that are beginning to move in the woods.
Oh. It's like a field of Ents. It's a bit terrifying.
Yep.
– 16.
Okay. Just announce them as you see them. Reading some notes
It's
here.
21.
Thank you.
Apparently, Eddie can see the forest through the trees.
That's pretty good.
25.
Okay, 25. Alright. I would say that is sufficient. You do see like a strange anomaly. Again, I will say you don't notice Mahvet and the trees nearby, but you do notice that trees are moving. Perhaps like a little bit of internal reasoning would be that a large creature is coming towards you. That would be like or not even towards you, but moving around in the woods. That'd be a reasonable thing to assume when you see the trees just moving, but it's not tall enough to break the tree line.
Okay. Sir, there is something big moving in the forest. I don't know why, but the trees are moving. Something is trying to push past them. I don't know.
It is concerning that we're witnessing this, but I'm just trying to think on how to proceed.
Okay. Unless you guys take any actions, that's just an observable effect that you guys notice. Mahvet, how long do you stealth for? Like, what's your intentions with the stealth, I should ask?
The intentions for the stealth is to follow the party towards the original destination, but keep out of sight of them.
Well, I
Unless they
mean, yeah, well, that's the
stop
issue.
for whatever
Yeah,
reason.
well, they'd be stopping for you because you asked to scout for them. You see the issue that like I'm seeing in my head here is they will not leave. Yeah,
That's the thing. Like,
yeah.
my intent was I'm going to lead the party
Okay.
while being ahead of them.
Okay.
So, like, not them stop, let me scout ahead, then come back, tell you it's safe. So maybe I should have clarified that.
Yeah, that's the clarity that I was missing because that's what I assumed was it. But if you were just venturing
I'm gonna lead
ahead,
from a lot
yeah.
further ahead.
No, yeah, then that's fine. There's no reason the party would be even stopping with you then. They would just be accompanying the scout party, which can happen. You can just be trailing behind. Are there any moments that I should hear from the party, like interacting with each other while Mahvet is gone, and you guys are traveling closer and closer to the village?
So
I think the
we
only thing
still
that Seer
remember
would
what-
say. Oh no, go ahead, Eddie. Go for it.
So we remember all what we were going to do when we get to the village, right?
I mean, as far as I remember, prisoner, get in, and then investigate after that because we can easily get out of their situation.
All right, so then no one's confused about that plan then.
No, we're prisoners. Oh, we did bad. Oh no.
That does
Hmm.
bring.
Okay, don't sound like you're like some sort of like a tall girl that hasn't yet learned how to act.
I
Worst comes to
mean,
worst, I can just become a corpse again. Well, not literally.
in this case, I think we can act natural. The only thing I would say is, should we stay as we are? Or should I disguise? Well, then again, Aluya might be able to disguise himself. In my case, I have to be the reason for, Camelou for being so manged up.
Okay. So is the party's intention to maintain the prisoner illusion, like coming into the village itself? If that is the case, what is the goal of the party when they reach the village? Are you guys planning just to seek out the obelisk, get the fuck out? Are you planning to interact with this supposed sea elf? Like, what are the goals so I can understand what we're building towards here?
I thought we
Oh,
were going
remember.
to. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Actually, maybe better just say above table, like,
Yeah, go ahead.
because there was this suggestion that perhaps the commander and even possibly his daughter, unbeknownst to him, are
Yep.
currently prisoners
Yes.
of
Yep.
the village.
Got you.
And so we figured that the higher risk prisoners would probably be put in the same general area
Yeah.
as they would be.
Okay.
So at the very
Okay, I
minimum,
like
the
it.
Genasi.
Yeah. Gotcha. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. I like where you guys' heads at. What about the frost giant? Is he just going to be trailing off into the woods? Like, what's his positioning with this? Because we've been going back and forth where he's been getting obscured, hidden, or been cast with invisibility when the scouts come nearby. Are you guys going to cast invisibility before you guys go into the village? Like, what's the plan with them?
I mean, if we do that, that guarantees he's not seen. The problem, too, is that he can't see. That's the problem,
Everyone's gonna bump into each other. What was that? What was that?
Oh, I have an idea. I'll go hide amongst the trees.
There you go.
Mahvet,
And then it's like, I don't understand. Why do the trees keep moving?
Father, we have the big one for the soil.
Okay.
Soylent Green.
That's good. All right. What do you guys want to do with him? Because he can be helpful, but again, like, I'm not sure how it will be conflicting with your plans.
I think if we're gonna take him along, go ahead.
Well, what we could do is what I tend to do in emergencies.
Are you offering him a vape?
I mean, kind of. It's like as he pulls a mushroom out of his ass. He doesn't pull it actually out of his ass.
Yeah,
but
gotcha.
I would love to say in a horrifying moment of like, that's the creation of the mushrooms.
That's the secret ingredient. All up my ass.
I'm surprised none of the scouting party's paying any attention to us doing this.
me being
they
generous.
don't mind if we do drugs.
All right. So you're offering him a mushroom to take?
It's like, yeah, basically.
Gotcha. He'll take it and just give me persuasion.
He's just like, quick, have some
of
this.
Yeah, let me. Yeah, he likes you guys, but I'm gonna need a persuasion with that.
Like, this is a little more hardcore than he ever thought he'd go in his life. And it has a very high protein density compared to others of its classification.
Seem very knowledgeable about this.
Oh, I know a lot about mushrooms.
All right. You know what? I have been going on a journey, but I think I must find myself first. And with a deep
Oh
breath,
my goodness.
he's gonna take the drug. Is he eating this, smoking this? How do you guide him through?
It's well, I mean, honestly, I think it. I mean, frankly, I think he can just like. Honestly, I don't think it matters. I think his size, no matter what dosage of this he gets, he'll probably only barely feel it.
Yeah, because of the fat.
But the important thing is that the connection is made, so that the basic intention here being that it's like if he does go hide off in the forest, then when we'd like to have him meet up with him again, it's like we can have a means of communication.
Done. Like, it happens. He wanders within the woods. You have a connection to call on him. And if you guys forget about him, you forget about him. But he wanders into the woods.
We forget about him. We forget about him.
That'd be very sad. We just all like disappear to the next adventure, and it's like, where is he?
Guys? Where are you?
Oh no, hold on. We can make this sad. I don't know if anybody ever saw the Steven Universe movie.
God. Okay.
No takers? Am I the only one?
No, I watched the TV show, just never watched the movie.
Never watched either.
Well, basically, the main antagonist
It's
is
good.
kind of like a bit peeved because she was kind of left on a rock in the middle of space for thousands of years while her best friend went off and did other shit.
That's fucking great. All right.
I mean, I was just gonna say, like just that as he's standing there in the trees, he just slowly gets shorter and shorter, and then the trees just grow a new tree, and then they go like, yes, the soil.
Enrich the soil.
Who's gonna eat that? The trees can't have it.
Let's reach a crescendo here. We're getting close on the time that I have. Let me assume. Well, let me at least paint the picture here. You guys are being led, and stop me if I'm wrong here. You guys are being led by a Camelou in a chain gang. Mahvet, you are stealthing behind them with your group of trees here. And the giant is wandering within the woods. You guys follow this scouting party towards the village. And let's move forward here. You guys pass a field of geysers. There are streams of scalding hot water. And because of the scouting party, again, because you guys aren't stumbling, they're guiding you gently through these lands to reach their village to the north here. All right, let's have a look at what we see here. You see a village, and within this village, shrouded with mist and pine trees, you see these huts, these round roofed, or I should say, hay thatched huts with these hay round ceilings. It appears to be dyed. yellow and brown. Again, like this giraffe pattern print. It is all over the buildings, all over the roofs, all over everything. This is the first thing you notice. These buildings are dotted off inside of this small clearing. And within this village, you see that there is a group of centaurs, and you see like a group of them laughing warriors, as well as hunters and gatherers gathering around this individual who is on their knees. Hair is draped down so you can't see their face. You see their pointy ears. It's obviously a sea elf. Kneeling within the mud. There is no ice. They're on soil here, with mounds of snow here and there. You see in this area is trampled up mud, and there are tiny centaur children, both male and female, just pulling at the ears of the sea elf that's disheveled. Maybe even one of them like kicks the individual in the leg, and you see them like curled up on the ground as they laugh and run around them. It's childlike cruelty, and it's getting a laugh from the adults as well. Standing before them is a burly chested archer. It seems to be one of the soldiers, or one of the better hunters within the community, as he is standing and yelling in this foreign tongue amongst these centaurs. And I'm going to say at this moment, it doesn't appear like the individuals within the cage or with other people by the looks of it. It looks like he is, or I should say they. I always say he for every individual. They are the centerpiece of this village. At this moment, because they are speaking within a foreign language, like Kamalu is going to be saying in perhaps like hushed whispers to Eddie or anyone else who can get the message towards the rest of the group quick of what this individual is saying. One second, just want to make sure I got one thing right before I start talking here. Go. It is Chibuque. God damn it. Again, it's these fucking strange... these, yes. Gesundheit, thank you so much.
It is Cherokee.
It is Chibuque. He is one of the warriors of our tribe. He is not a leader, but community. They respect him.
And again, he's just whispering.
It appears they have gotten one of the sea elves that they've taken from down below. They're going to do something. I must intervene.
And you see him just leading you guys along, and all the commotion stops, and people begin to just stop what they're doing. Perhaps a kid's playing with the ball, drops the ball, seeing Kamalu come into this village. And Chibuque, the man who was talking, I'll show you a photo of the man. He begins to gallop up. He has a black dreadlock hair tied up. He wears a leather hide armor, and he has a bow on his person. He begins to gallop up, and for our case and purposes, I'm not going to be speaking in foreign tongue. Just assume once in a while he will be looking back and be talking to you to tell you what is going on. So to start off with the actions, they embrace in a hug, and they begin to speak in this foreign tongue. And they share a hearty laugh before the prince looks back and shows his prize. As he shows his prize, the prisoners, you see that this warrior, Chibuke, begins to again laugh even harder and just yell out at the community. And in between this announcement, he will quickly mention to you, he's very happy that I'm alive. And he's been complimenting me that even as a prisoner, I brought home my own. But there's an issue. The prisoner, and he's like tilting his chin towards the sea elf that's on the ground, curled up, plans to execute them, to send a message. Claims that one as his prize, and you see like a conflict spread across his eyes as he says the word prize. I think what he will quickly explain, and again, this will be in very few words, so drive whatever meaning that you get from it, of what he's able to relay here. It's within our culture that during combat we take prizes. It could be armor, a sword, a weapon. It could also be a person. Can lay claim to one prize, and he is claimed that person as their prize. And just see this man laughing along here heartily as Chibuike goes over to his prisoner, grabs him by their hair, pulls it up, and you see the face of Nereus Lylaran, the father of your dear friend and caretaker of the manor that you guys slept in. Also the man that you saved from an assassination. And I think we end the scene with this tribesman giving like a guttural trill of his tongue in excitement as he begins to hold up a blade. And you see that Kamlu's face goes pale as he just says, "They're about to spill his blood." And we're going to end there. And next session, I'm going to see what you guys are going to do against this. Thank you guys so much for joining me today.
Fireball.
Good to be here.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, I was thinking just gonna cast something. Screw it.
Oh, I was
you
just
go.
gonna do sanctuary.
There you go.
Can you write his name out again, please?
I will
Chibu-
definitely put it down in the in our
Chibuke
Discord
and
chat.
Lyolus. I forget how to write his name.
No worries. I'll make sure to write down the names. But for now, we'll end our session here. Thank you guys so much.
All right.
Woohoo.
This has been House Common Blood. The intro and outro music is Oh My Dog by Savik, and any other music and sound effects used in the episode are royalty free. Credits can be found in the episode description. Please review us on whatever podcast listening app you happen to be using, and if you like us, tell other people. Word of mouth is the best way for us to grow. Thank you for joining us. Iolus Kaiju.